Recently, Nintendo announced and released a paid DLC for Donkey Kong Bananza. It offers a new layer, new sub-areas, new music, a new game mode, but I don't care about any of that. I just want to destroy DK Island. For like the fun of it, in an innocent way. Note, this video is not sponsored by the Kremlin Crew, Voidco, or any affiliates. It is kind of a follow-up to Nathaniel Bandy's video where he and I worked together to demolish the terrain of every single world in this game. To that end, I used the same save file that I did for that challenge, which has most of the crucial upgrades one needs to demolish a peaceful island in a somewhat reasonable amount of time. About 3.5 hours in my case. A couple of those being level 2 better inhaling and stronger lungs for the elephant, which is great for clearing away large amounts of terrain real quick. That's actually how I started, shaving away the top of the island's main mountain. As I did, I quickly opened up the large mountainous cavern to open air. It also left one of this layer's multiple special bonus stages just floating there. As I went, I tried to stop and take progress pics from the elevator gong, which I will show later on. I then of course stopped by DK's house, which prompts a little extra dialogue from Pauline. It's so fun, I love the details, and oops, it's gone. Bringing the mountain down some more, I decided to leave this stone DK head for last. I also started to identify which parts of the island will be unbreakable, like this platform of detailed mossy stonework. You'll also be seeing me use the Snake Bananza, which is great for making impact craters using the Meteor Punch, which also softens up the ground in the process if you have Jump Burst. The Meteor Punch gets more and more efficient the better and better your timing is, with holding A and then B with as little unneeded airtime in between. I wasn't trying to do this as a speedrun, but after spending 16 hours cleaning the landfill layer for Bandy's video, I would prefer to be somewhat efficient. To that end, I started clearing away the material around DK's stone head using the snake so that I wouldn't mess it up and I can focus on just destroying everything else. Since this is a big old island, we can only dig down until we hit water. Since you're not meant to dive or swim underwater, the Meteor Punch is the only reliable way to clear enough terrain to prevent the white foamy waves that you'll see pop up later on with sea level stuff. And that will happen because the elephant, as great as it is with clearing land, gets really useless whenever there's water involved because it prioritizes just sucking up the water. Now, to keep things interesting for myself, because this can all get a bit tedious, I swapped over and tackled the Banandium Tone's floating islet. As has become routine for me when it comes to clearing floating islands, I cleared away as much as I could with the elephant before using the ostrich to clear the last bits without falling, because the flutter is interrupted by punching, so you get a few seconds of weightless destruction. At some point, I swapped to clearing away some trees with Kong Bananza. This isn't really efficient, it just kind of felt nice. After another progress pick, I moved over to the left of spawn and started dismantling the broken pirate ship which once belonged to King K. Rool. While all of the wooden parts are breakable, they aren't affected by the elephant's vacuum, so I was stuck punching away bit by bit like a chump. But you know, as I edit this video, I realized I might not have treated this historical relic with the proper amount of care and respect it deserves. The metal frame, ropes, and canvas sails are all unbreakable, which leaves behind a very ship-shaped structure. Back to more mountain clearing, I noticed something odd. As I destroyed the ground below one of those pillar spawners that you need to clap to activate, it actually fell down. I guess it's considered its own object, affected by gravity, which makes sense, but feels kind of weird. Around the backside, kind of northeast of the island, are bongo drums. They even added special areas on the top, so that clapping creates gold on the surface, which is a nice detail. When the terrain is cleared away, the bongo shape more or less remains, and you get bouncy surfaces to play around with. Oh, and how could I forget? With all this water-adjacent destruction, I gotta give a shout out to Zebra Bananza. Its ability to run on water is so nice. Throughout the rest of the game, there's only 2 layers with large amounts of water. The lagoon layer occurs early before you ever get the zebra, and the resort layer is really short, so I never appreciated this goofy looking Uma Musume reject. Anyways, I should note that since I'm only trying to talk about unique stuff, I'm saving you from watching like 2 hours straight of vacuuming. It can be pretty unbearable to watch, especially if you have the sound on. Now, aside from the big DK head, one of the last locations I decided to tackle was Void's Island, which is also the top of his digging machine, which I'm only now realizing is named the Pay Dirt Pile Driver. That's some fun wordplay. Clearing away the top, it's revealed that at the center is a purple silo containing a bunch of emerald, piped over to fuel a simple stove. I have no idea if you'll upgrade this area with the emeralds you collect during the related game mode, because I literally just got in here and started destroying stuff, but let me know in the comments down below if he does. Another observation is that throughout the rest of the game, when you try to teleport to a checkpoint while there's no viable ground nearby, DK will spawn in a top-up platform of gold. For whatever reason, DK Island is different. Here, you'll instead get a rectangle of grass and dirt below you, which feels more distracting than the gold platform. This also occurs if you summon Cranky, Diddy, and Dixie for a photo op somewhere on the island. Now leaving the best for last, after demolishing just about everything else, I started defacing DK. I gave him eye holes, which looks way worse than I expected. Yeah. Then I just had to give him a haircut by removing the nice swooshy rocks from atop his kind of moldy looking head. Clearing away some more, I discovered that, gasp, DK doesn't have a brain, but he does have a cavernous opening with a minecart station in it, which feels lore accurate. And then as his jaw disappeared, DK was gone. As for the rest of the island, the final half hour or so was just cleaning up the remaining sand and dirt under the platforms and trying to remove the underwater train so that it would look nice and empty. Eventually, I'm done. DK Island is gone. Now all that's left is a bunch of floating platforms and an ominous looking shadow sphere. If you're curious, that last part is just a darker area that normally lends to the ambiance of the mountainous cavern. We were never supposed to see it like this, especially from afar. And honestly, that's kind of why I like doing stuff like this. It's fun to experience games in ways that weren't normally intended, and to kind of take a peek behind the curtain and see how the cardboard cutouts are held together, or something like that. Anyways, enjoy this islandless tour, along with the final comparison at the end.
Hello, how are you? I am under the water. Please help me.
Outro time. Big thanks to my channel members for their support, and a island-sized thanks to Shay Shay for being a super fan. If you enjoyed this video, why not leave a like, maybe subscribe, and if you do subscribe, be sure to check out my upcoming video, where I will finally, at long last, answer the question, can you beat Donkey Kong Bananza without jumping? The answer may shock you. We'll see. That's it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.